Hi Gemini, and welcome to my channel. So let's start with the October predictions for you. The Mercury is retrograde, so that's going to be messing you up. It's going to start October 13. We are in a pre-shadow. The shadow is going to end on November 3rd, which is the day of elections in the US. So expect the unexpected if you wish. But then we also have post-shadow. So you guys are one of those signs, also Virgo and also Aquarius, that are really the most affected with the process. So let's see what else is in the store for you guys. Make sure also you check your ascendant and check your moon sign in addition to your sun sign, so that way you get more messages. This is a general reading, so not everything is for you, but you know how to get everything for you, order a personal reading. So there's like something that you have here on the bottom, and this is Knave of Pentacles. It is reversed, and when it is reversed, I'm just like looking, like, I mean, if I put the deck properly, I did. This is really talking about something that is really going slow, and Mercury retrograde is kind of like one of those things. You're like one of those signs that want everything fast. So when people create those barriers, you are still trying to figure out within the barriers how to go around it, like how to circle around it, how to kind of like find the way and kind of like get ahead. However, with this, even that fastness is going to make you get more lost, be in the blind kind of like ends, and it's going to kind of like complicate the matter. So this is kind of like going from slow to slower. It also indicates that maybe there is a need for, let's say, some kind of like apprenticeship or mentorship, or kind of like studying things and processes better. So that's kind of like has to be taken in account. Then we have in the center, we have a Three of Pentacles. So this could be that you're left to your own devices. This is a different element than yours. It's not yours. You don't like to kind of like swim in earth. It could be that you're surrounded with people who are very different. They might be just like looking into kind of like financial kind of like advantages of the matter, where, like, I mean, technically you as an air sign, unless you have like lots of influences from the other planets in your chart, you're really looking into kind of like a vision, into communication, into how to bridge the gaps, and so on and so forth. You have another page over here, so Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and this one is like really kind of like one of those pages that could be you. This page is basically very bubbly, but it can be overly direct, and that directness can appear to be abrasive to some people, so be very careful with kind of like going ahead with that. So what is the base of this here? Ooh, you have Ace of Cups. This is kind of like talking about nice emotional beginning, maybe some kind of a flirtation, maybe a simply turning a new leaf. You know, there's a difference between turning a new leaf and turning a new book on some kind of like matter. So that means that you might be involved with someone, and now you're feeling maybe there's a next level of how you need to interact and what you need to do. And this is kind of like a really good prospectus, if you wish, right? Kind of like going that direction. Actually, pages can also be treated almost like aces to some kind of like extent, where kind of like they're like paving the path. So kind of like, just think about a fairy tale, for example, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, right? So the prince arrives, and he's like cutting all of those thorns and all of the garden to really come to her, right? So that would be like your Page of Swords. And of course back then they really sanitized everything. But I mean, these days you'll be hearing like all of these signs, because they'll be muffling all of that swear words for going through all of that, right? Where this page would be, well, you have to do it this way, you're doing it wrong, come on, slow down, let's think through it, that kind of stuff, right? And then you have a King of Pentacles. So I don't know if you met somebody and then things slow down, because that somebody here is somebody who was very appealing. What you really liked about this person is the kind of like person kind of like maybe wine you or dine you, or there is like overall appearance of sophistication, of somebody who is like worldly, or somebody who really worked hard to kind of like get where they are and where they want to be. And that overall was a big appeal. And maybe because of this being reversed, maybe this person has a dependent possibly maybe a child that is unruly or spendthrift, or maybe you're looking in the aspect of yourself and saying to yourself, well, I don't know, it is going to be a fit. Look at this. Hey, Savvy. Hello. Hello. Did you come to say hi to Gemini? You love them? How much? I cannot pet you now. We were doing the whole morning petting. So let's see, like we're going to probably unearth more information here. You have a knight over here, so this month will be buzzing with activities. So all I can say, wear a mask kind of things. Be careful, because that's another kind of like romantic. I almost like feel they're two different people, and interestingly enough, neither of them is really, let's say, a shoe that fits. Yeah, certainly you can probably get along with earth signs. It can be very pragmatic. You can have a good household, the vision of the things that you need to do at home, so on and so forth, right? But you can also have this person here, a man or a woman, who's going to be so romantic that is going to write poems and continuously sending you YouTube links of some kind of like music that they like, and you'll go, oh my God, do you really think that I have this much time to really look in all of this, right? Like, I mean, so it's not something that you can say kind of like out loud, but like you'll be thinking to yourself, like this is all great, but just kind of like it can become irritating. While to, for example, some other signs, like for example Pisces, that will be, oh my gosh, a dream dude, right? So there are like the differences will start to kick in. So nothing that you're doing is wrong. You're obviously attracting good energies and good partners, and partners who are willing to take this like next step with you. And there it is. You probably will be going through decision. Now you have a 2 of 3s, so I think it's going to be 3 people involved here at the minimum, right? Or maybe even 4. And so what's going to be happening with this card is like we have these ships, and this is to me friendships, relationships, partnerships. You'll be kind of like sorting it out. You'll be mulling in your head what to do and how to go about it, and like, I mean, what direction to take. In your own house, we have 8 of Wands. So I actually really like the Wands are starting to appear. So it looks like that you kind of like have lots of good thing happening, but you're saying to yourself almost like, I cannot pass this over because everything is good, yet nothing feels right, and everybody else telling you what's wrong with you, this is the right fellow, and so on and so forth. But it's always going to be an obstacle. Maybe you don't want to partner with a kid. Maybe there's like somebody who has some obligations, and hence they cannot commit entirely. So they're like sometimes available in kind of like spades, and sometimes you just like don't see them, and you feel like you're the third wheel of some sort. So maybe it could be like, I mean, that whole stuff is involving somebody maybe building a business or being busy with their work and so on and so forth. But this card is really good. Like, I mean, this is connecting to full moon, and we have 2 full moons this month. The first one is on the 1st, and that one is full moon Aries, and second full moon is on Halloween, Taurus full moon. So Aries full moon is basically talking about this renewal, and like we are putting things back to where they're supposed to be. We are reorganizing things, and everything seems to be kind of like turning around, sort of like in a really good way. Taurus is kind of like we are finishing the month with that. It's kind of like calmer. It's kind of like time to pamper ourselves. So this is kind of like a dude which kind of like is like very easy and pamper like, and he wants to kind of sit down and have a dinner and maybe 5 courses, 8 courses, 20 courses. I'm kidding, right? But everything has to be proper, and also like the language is very proper, and you like to explore everything. You like to see every avenue, like really how to get there. So let's see a little bit more about them. The Hangman. They're like stuck. Like, I mean, Hangman is really interesting. It's just ultimately card that talks about, material and morality. And so it is like, I mean, do you really want to go with somebody who is good on a paper? Or you really want to listen to your own self? And this is going to be this pose. And I really think their lesson It's their lesson. Why you came in their life is that they need to learn that they have to observe. They have to listen. They have to learn the way of somebody else. Because you're meeting one person who you're not sure if they're like, I mean, really serious, because they're a little bit too fluffy, like this maybe water sign, and this kind of earth sign is like maybe too domineering for you, or too stuck in the rut, or too kind of like formatted, if you like know what I mean. So this is connecting to them, the environment, and they need to have the ability to understand how things are seen from your standpoint. And it doesn't matter if like they're like zillion times richer or more successful. This is like to you, like you're saying, I really want to see that you treat me as an equal, and that kind of like we can move forward with this. And there is like this wheel of fortune. This is falling in your hopes and fears categories. So you're hoping things will work out. You're fearing they won't. You're feeling that things are just going to tank. But it is a karma card. So this is really telling me, again, this is a karmic situation. But I really think it's more for the people coming your way. That you will be almost like teaching them some kind of lesson this month. And lastly, like I mean, this is linking to your card, the Lovers. We have like the Six of Swords. I really think you're leaving everything behind. I don't think you're staying. This is no swords. Remember how I was saying it's really interesting that you have all of this other stuff, because look at this. It's earth, 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 earth that we have over here. And then we have a fire, fire, fire. Like earth and water are sort of like similar energy. And now we have like swords, and almost like we had here that this is almost like your mindset. You are maybe battling it, you're probing it, you're being a trickster, you're being kind of like playful, kind of like in this, and just see where it goes, right? You're trying sorting things out. And you're even trying to kind of like see if this romance is going to blossom. But ultimately, you're kind of like thinking, I kind of like need to explore a little bit more. You are going to just open it up. You're not going to contain yourself to just like possibly these 2 or possibly even 3 people. You are really around. I really have to say, you're like really daring. And the Six of Swords is bridge over troubled waters. If maybe like this also means that you have a partner and then you're looking out of your relationship, then maybe you're going to say, no, I need to work on this relationship, and we are going to get through these troubling times. And kind of like we really, really need to look in a different direction. So my dear Gemini, I really hope this helps. As I said, don't forget to check your ascendant and check your moon sign. The link is in the description if you don't know how to do it. You can contact me via email, which is also in the description, or via my website, cattarot.ca, for a personal reading. And yeah, like I mean, your comments, or even if you just want to privately write to me, are more than welcome. Love you guys. Have a wonderful month. And don't forget this tricky Mercury retrograde. Just want a word of note that is going to be really weird. And because you're affected, like I mean, when it turns into Scorpio, it can get very, very paranoid and obsessive. And maybe this is what's going to do you in. You're going to say, I just can't deal with this. Because this person could be water sign. It could be like, no, you have to do this. You have to make a decision. And this person will be like, you need to know what you want. And you want to open your wings and spread your wings and fly. So you're not going to have anybody constraining you, tightening down your wings, or so kind of like there is like a phase in your life and point in your life rather to say you're not going to have it. So good for you. Be careful between the 13th and November 3rd, and then things are going to get better as we pass that date. Love you guys. Wish you all the best.